What's up, YouTube? So it's my first video and I'm just going to try to document basically everything I'm doing to this car. I started it probably 12, 13 years ago, something like that, at Wyotech, and I was a student there. I had all the equipment, frame jigs, brakes, lathes, mill, tube bender, everything else like that, and I haven't had the equipment in a long time, so the car's been stored. Looking pretty rough now. Finally got it back over here to the shop and starting to pull things apart, making a big list of what needs to be done, and we're going from there. So let me show you the car. Mustang 2 front end, 5.0 out of a old Fox body Mustang. Got a C4 transmission, built a round tube chassis for it. 8-point cage, still have the original dash. Built the transmission mount, transmission hoop. Cut the quarter panels out and let the tires sit down. There's still a whole lot of tubing right now. It's just mocked up so the body does not fall on the frame. I don't have that secured yet. I have a independent rear end from a Thunderbird. Lots and lots of work to do. I'll try to keep you guys updated. Until next time, there it is. So I've gotten quite a good bit of stuff done, and I'll show you. Been cleaning up the rails, mocked up suspension on this side. So I'm doing the QA1 dual adjustable coilovers. So that's what I got so far on this side. I still obviously have to take it back apart. Nothing's welded, it's just hanging out. So I cleaned up this a little bit. Gonna start taking off this rod right here, which is the support that I've used for the last few years since I haven't had any suspension in place. So now I'm gonna cut it apart. Mostly have it. Now there is nothing holding the whole system together. Time to clean it up. Mock up my coilover brackets. Fix my spacers for the bottom of the coilovers, and we're good. Alright, so here goes nothing. So I made this little kind of round tube, like a little adapter, spacer, whatever you want to call it. I needed it to fit my, I think I'm going to use this just to mock up, honestly. But I needed it to fit my coilover mounts. So, it's good enough. So now I have nice QA1 dual adjustable coilovers. Super stoked about those. Got the spacers for the coilover. One. nice size spacers. It doesn't appear that they are, so that's cool. Yeah, definitely not. Okay, I'm gonna cut these. But in the meantime, throw these up here. See how that will go. Bye. Wow, wrong washer. So anyways, without the washers. It's coming back off anyway, so I'm not really too worried about the washer. Apparently I grabbed the wrong nut. Wrong washers, wrong nut, wrong brain. Okay, so I think I got it now. Got a washer, got the right nut. Still have to fix the spacers on the bottom. Everything is just mocked up. It really is. But let me show you. So I have to replace this spacer still down here. It's not the right size, but I got my upper coilover mounts up. I just have it held into place by these magnetic angles. So my little spacer here, I'm gonna have to change that, make it a little bit bigger as well, but it sits nicely there. Decent here, but like I said, there's tons of play. I'm gonna check my lower control arm angles, and once I know that they're right, I may maybe end up tacking some stuff into place. This side's very similar, fits nicely. I'm just gonna end up welding this. I may do something different. I'm not exactly sure, but still pretty close. Has a lot of movement still, so it's no big deal there. I'm gonna end up making this where it's completely flush and touching. So yeah, so anyways, looks pretty cool. Okay, so I finally got everything mocked up the way I want it, took all my measurements. I got the lower control arm parallel with the ground. I got a slight degree leaning in, and a tiny degree leaning back in the coilover. Just the way I wanted to design it. I feel like it's going to be best for my application. So I'm going to do some tack weld to get this thing going. It's just held into place right now by magnets and jack. As I said, this is just tack weld, just hold it in place. So I can move all the magnets and we can do some welding. Side, we've got to remove the magnets. All right, cool. Let's see. Awesome. see, I just tacked a few corners here and there, got the magnets out of the way. Already cut all the surface yesterday. I'm obviously not going to cycle the suspension because it's only on tack weld. But anyways, I'm going to finish welding this out. Well, I think what I'm going to do is get the other side mocked up the same way. That one's just sitting there. I still have to make some this component down here. I ended up taking round tubing, cutting a very small portion off of it, and basically leveling the edges so it sits on top of this tubing. So I'm going to completely encase that on every corner with welds, and really allows the upper controller and mount to sit very flexing on it. So I think I'm going to mock up the other one the same way once I make the other spacer, and go from there. Might end up redoing some welds. Engine was kind of in the way, made it hard to do it, but now everything works. Right now I do not have the coilovers adjusted, so the lower control arms are not angled correctly. But once I get my spanner wrench, because I lost mine, then I'll adjust that for the height and adjust the rebound and compression, and it'll be mocked up at least so I can continue work on the car. Sits low though.